Now what I want to do is create a second logo, just a different version of this one, with the smiley face having a puzzled expression. So I'm just going to change the mouth, but this tutorial is just to show the use of the pen tool, which is this tool over here. So it's one of the vector tools called the pen tool. To start off with, what I want to do first of all is, because the smiley is grouped, let's just move the top out of the way there. Because the smiley is grouped, I need to ungroup all the objects here. So if I right click my mouse and press ungroup, and this will allow me then to delete just the mouth. So now let's have a look at the pen tool. So we've got it over on the vector side here. When I click on the pen tool allows me to do sort of free format lines and curves. The properties change down the bottom to match the tool. The stroke colour I'm going to leave at black, and I'm going to actually change the size, the thickness of the line to 8 pixels. And it sort of gives you an image of it. The tool itself is pretty fiddly, and it can be quite awkward getting some lines on there, but it's going to get us near enough what we need here. I'm actually going to change the magnification, so if I click here and make it 150%, and then I can see a little bit clearer what I'm going to do. So I've selected the pen tool. If you click your mouse, I want to get a curve going downwards, so to give this sort of puzzled look to the face. And what you do is you click the mouse once to give sort of key points in the line. Now if you click and hold your mouse down and then bend the mouse away, you have to sort of practice with this, but if you can see that blue line, it's starting to curve. So I've got an upward curve on there, that would probably be about enough. I'm then going to click where I want the sort of bottom of the mouth to be, and I'm going to try and curve that as well, and that's probably about as good as I'm going to get. You need to practice a bit to get it right. And then let's just move the mouth around so that we can actually get it. So whoops, I forgot we're ungrouped. Let's click on the mouth again and just sort of get it roughly central. So now I've got the sort of surprised mouth. Let's use the pen tool again to create what I want to do is a raised eyebrow, just to give this surprised expression. Clicking back on the, let's make sure I'm out of that, I'm not selecting the mouth, because if I click on the pen tool and I'm still selected on there, it'll think I want to change that one. I'm on the select here, I haven't selected any objects. I'm selecting the pen tool again. Just check that in the properties the stroke colour is still black and it's set to 8, which it is. So I'm going to make the thickness of the line for the eyebrows the same as it was for the mouth. So once again I do a sort of starting point, you can just do this roughly, and then I go to the top of the eyebrow, and now I just want to curve that slightly. Doesn't matter that it's out of position, I'm going to move it in a moment, and I think that'll do. So I've now got the curved eyebrow there. If I go back to my, if I double click, then it actually stops the pen tool. Let's make sure I've got this one selected, and let's just not move the background, to move the eyebrow. I'm going to have to group all these objects in a moment because they're all individual. So I've got one eyebrow there. The easiest thing is to just copy this and drag a copy of it over here. So I'll just do Control C, Control V, so the copy is pasted on top of the other one. Let's drag it across. So I've got a sort of quizzical surprise look to my object. Now what I want to do is just group all the ones. So the background, the eyes, the eyebrows and the mouth are all separate objects, so they can all be dragged around separately at the moment. I want to make it one whole object, so that's just one single smiley if you like. So still using my select tool, as long as I just drag across these, I just want to check, make sure I haven't grabbed the wording. I haven't. Right click mouse, group, and so now the smiley is one part on there. Let's just put the magnification back to 100, and let's just make sure we've got everything right. We could use the align tools which we used in an early tutorial, but I'll do it by rough line aside. So there we have the logo amended to show a surprised expression. And as we saw in the earlier some of the early tutorials, what you can do now is File, Image Preview, make sure you've got the GIF selected, etc., and then export and save it, in this case to, well, Smiley 1 was the first one which I started with and which I started amending, so make this 2 because we want to keep the first one, and now we've got a second version, and then you would use that to export. Okay, that's the end of the tutorial.